You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, I don't know if you watched the fiasco last Saturday evening between Tyson and Paul. Was it Saturday evening or Friday evening? I don't know. Nonetheless, I thought it was a sort of a staged event, an exhibition. It seemed like there must have been some kind of a no knockout rule, in my opinion, that was put into place. Because let's be honest, if Jake Paul would have gotten knocked out, that's all she wrote for him because a 58-year-old knocks him out. If Jake Paul knocks out Mike Tyson at 58 years old, what kind of bragging rights does he really have out of that? Now, a lot of people felt like the situation was a nightmare, all right? A total and complete fiasco, and a lot of people had a lot of problems with the stream. It was buffering, etc., wouldn't load in. And now you've got Netflix bragging about how many minutes were logged on this thing, and evidently it's some kind of a massive record, and it looks like a lot of minutes. But unfortunately for Netflix, because of what happened with so many people unable to see the fight, they're getting absolutely obliterated over this, dragged, roasted, whatever you want to say. They're getting crushed. Now, a lot of us have a big fear. I have two fears. Two fears. My two fears are, number one, Netflix has both NFL games for Christmas Day. Oh, shit. I mean, that could turn into a fiasco. And the other issue is WWE Raw is coming to Netflix starting in January every single week. Not USA Network, not Fox, not any regular television channel, not even Peacock, which has at least shown they can handle it, and our Amazon that finally got the bugs worked out for most people. And we've got a former NFL damn good player, Sean Merriman, coming out and saying Netflix better get their shit together before the NFL situation happens, or it's going to be a nightmare. It really is. And the NFL is not going to tolerate it. So this was Netflix's post bragging. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson makes history with over 108 million live global viewers. That sounds like a lot. It does. It's the most streamed global sporting event ever, and Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, too, is the most watched professional women's sports event in U.S. history. Now, that's pretty impressive, and it was a legit fight. It was. I mean, that's the one thing that came out of all this is the undercard. They got a hell of a lot of exposure. Now, this is where Netflix, things went off the rails because they got destroyed. And we'll get back to that in a second. But you see this headline, Netflix cannot get away with these production issues for NFL games, said Sean Merriman. This could be a real issue. They're getting the two Christmas Day games. Down Detector said it had logged more than 85,000 complaints from users having issues during the fight. And this is what he says about the NFL. Quote, they can get away with what happened with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. They cannot get away with the NFL because the one thing about the NFL, their product is number one. Merriman told Fox News Digital in an interview Monday. That shield, the look, the graphic packages they're transitioning from in and out of spots is pristine. You cannot, under any circumstances, botch a NFL broadcast, and they have to work out all those kinks now and get the right crew there because the NFL is not going to tolerate that. The NFL's brand is too big, and one thing about the NFL, what we know and love, is production quality is the highest standards you can get. I don't think we know who's calling that yet. We don't know who the pregame team's going to be or any of that, although there's been some suspicion out there that it could be like the old CBS guys like Boomer Esiason, Phil Simms, that kind of thing. I wouldn't hate it, to be honest with you. Kind of thought Jim Nantz and Phil Simms were underrated. But here we go, right here. This buffering makes history. That's what they are getting clowned on over this post, this bragging post. Netflix servers were garbage. You owe us an apology. So they're bragging. You see this. Pardon the interruption. We're having trouble playing Netflix. Check your internet connection. 109 million Netflix users received this. No spoilers. My stream is still buffering. Let's get past Mike Tyson's bare ass. I think you're really stretching the definition of most stream once you remove all the buffering. They're getting murdered here. I'd like to report a murder. When you getting better servers, though? Yeah. I tried connecting in like 5 times. Are those counted 1 or 5? Oh. Very interesting question. What about all the re-login attempts? How does that work out? Now, it's my understanding this was between a certain time and another certain time, okay? So in other words, I mean, they put this up, and supposedly this was between 12 a.m. and 1 a.m. Eastern. During that time period is when all these minutes were logged. Actually, 56% was logged during that time. There is no hard number. Nielsen wasn't involved on this. 108 million with the same issue. Better fix it before the NFL games. Wow. Gotta set the record for most technical issues as well. It's a shame on you. You ruined half the event with your poor streaming performance. Yikes. Oh, well, there's more Mike ass. I hope I don't get a copyright on it. Yikes. Or not a copyright, but a demonetization on it. Most interrupted stream ever. Breaking records and faces. It was great. Look at this pixelated. Oh, man, what a disaster. Most buffered global sporting event ever. Fixed it for you. Too bad the fight was a farce. Server upgrade in progress. I mean, honestly, it was a disaster for Netflix. It really was. And now they're bragging about it. That's it's kind of a bad look. I mean, look, these companies are going to brag about this kind of thing. I mean, Amazon was trying to do that when their NFL Thursday Night Football package started, and it was a disaster. This was a disaster on even a much larger level. I still don't know if John Matrix got to see the fight. I guess he did, but a lot of people did not. They never even got in to see it. You got to think about this. Those Christmas Day games, they're coveted by networks and by streaming services. Netflix paid $150 million for 2 games. 2 damn games. I mean, they're going to be a lot of people sitting around with families ready to watch these NFL games. And if this happens, holy smokes, they're going to get, I mean, it's going to be a crushing like we've never seen. You think people wanted to see Tyson? Wait till we're talking about NFL games. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.